Hey dreamers, welcome back to your Dream Coach podcast, where we talk about what it really takes to build a business, a mission, and a life you love from the inside out. So we talk about all things mindset, business, leadership, and turning your big dreams into reality without losing your peace along the way. I'm your host, Shayla Wey, and today's episode is one I think every entrepreneur, leader, and human being needs, and that's leadership under pressure. So how to stay calm and decisive when it matters most. Because let's be real, business isn't always smooth. There are moments that test us, challenges us that surprise us, and situations where everyone's looking at us waiting for the next move. And in those moments, how you lead under pressure is what sets you apart. Not how loud you are, not how perfect your plan is, but how you respond when the pressure's on. So today I'm sharing 8 key lessons that I've learned, not from books, but from real moments of tension, uncertainty, and growth in business and life. And these lessons have helped me stay grounded, lead with clarity, and make powerful decisions even when everything feels urgent. So let's dive in. So I want to start with this. Is pressure doesn't create flaws, it exposes them. And what I have found in my own journey is that when I'm under pressure, the fears, patterns, or habits I've buried tend to rise to the surface. And that's not a bad thing. It's an opportunity. And so if you tend to people please under stress, it'll show. If you avoid making decisions, it'll become obvious. And if you overfunction or micromanage, it'll show up too. And so the key is to not shame yourself, but to observe and learn from those moments. And pressure can refine your leadership if you let it. I've also learned that you can't lead well if you're in survival mode. And this is a big one. When you're under pressure, your nervous system might default into fight, flight, or freeze. And from there, it's nearly impossible to lead with clarity. And so what I've found is that your state determines your strategy. And so if you're reactive, rushed, or emotional, your decision making will suffer. So the most important thing you can do as a leader under pressure is to regulate your state. So step away for 5 minutes, just breathe deeply, move your body, maybe pray, meditate, journal, whatever works for you. But a regulated leader makes grounded decisions. So when you can calm your inner chaos, you can lead through others, right? You can lead others through theirs. And I've also learned that confidence doesn't always mean certainty. It means commitment. And one of the biggest leadership myths is that you need to always know exactly what to do. But in reality, leadership often means making decisions when there is no perfect path, no guaranteed outcome, and no full clarity. And what I found is that great leaders aren't always certain, but they're committed. And so they say things like, here's what we're going to try, or here's what I believe is the best next step. We'll adjust if needed, but we are moving forward. And so there's that commitment of that vision, that commitment that this is going to work out. We just might not know exactly every, detail. And in high pressure moments, people crave that direction. And so you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to go in with courage first and be the leader of the direction that you're moving forward. Now, sometimes, I've looked at decisiveness. I believe it's a skill, but not just a personality trait. Okay. And the reason why is that when you're in a place where you can make a decision, you can take action. And so the truth is that decisiveness is a skill that you build by practicing it. It's not necessarily just a personality trait. And so what I've learned is that when people can make decisions, they can take actions. So when you look at anybody that is successful, they are an amazing decision maker because they can make a decision that allows them to take action. And so when we get into a place where we can't make decisions, it actually can be more damaging than just making the wrong decision. And the reason is because indecision creates that confusion, frustration, and fear for you and the people around you. And I've led teams through launches, pivots, and crisis moments. And what I found is that making a clear choice and moving forward, even if it's imperfect, creates momentum. So the longer you sit in the what if, the more pressure builds. Train yourself to decide, evaluate, and adjust, and not to just sit stuck. Now, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So this is something I remind myself of all the time, because when pressure hits, the temptation to move fast, talk fast, and fix everything fast, okay? But panic rarely leads to progress. So what I have found is that when I slow down, even just for a breath, I make better choices, I speak with more clarity, and I actually move things forward. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So don't confuse speed with leadership. Sometimes the best thing you can do is pause, think, and then proceed. Now, as a leader, people will mirror your energy. So if you're frantic, scared, scattered or overwhelmed, they will be too. So I've learned that communicate calm even if you feel chaos. So what I found is that your tone, your posture, and your presence communicate more than your words. You don't need to fake perfection. You just need to be the calm in the storm. So saying things like, here's the plan, or we've got this, or this isn't ideal, but we'll figure it out. And I've just found that the more vulnerable and honest that I can be as a leader, the more that builds trust in my team. Saying things like, I actually don't know the answer, but what I do know is that we're capable of figuring this out, right? And so that kind of energy really creates trust, and trust is the foundation of leadership. And when we're in a place where pressure is at a test of your values, the real question under pressure isn't, well, what should I do? It's, who am I going to be? And I've had moments where I could have chosen the easier path, but it would have meant compromising my values. And so what I've learned is that your integrity matters more than your image. And in high stake moments, people remember how you handled it. Did you stay honest? Did you take responsibility? Did you prioritize people over profit? And pressure is temporary, but your reputation is long term. And lastly, is your dream depends on your ability to lead through the storm. At the end of the day, pressure is inevitable, but how you show up in those moments determines the legacy that you leave. So whether you're leading a team, you're running a business, or you're showing up in your family, your ability to stay calm and decisive under pressure is what will keep your vision alive. I've seen people throw dreams away because they panicked in one hard moment. I've also seen people rise, grow, and expand because they chose to lead when it was uncomfortable. So what I've learned is that leadership under pressure is not about being perfect. It's about being present, grounded, and resilient. So here's my challenge for you this week. Think about a moment of pressure that you're navigating right now, or one you've recently been in, and ask yourself, how can I slow down and choose calm over chaos? Where can I lead with clarity instead of control? And what kind of leader do I want to be remembered as? Right? So taking some time out of your day to just really journal and reflect on how you really want to show up in chaos as a leader. So DM me on Instagram at Shayla Wey Coaching and let me know what resonated most from today's episode. If this helps you lead with more confidence, clarity, and calm, share it with someone in your circle who's in a pressure season right now. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It truly means the world. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep showing up, and keep leading with grace, even in the tough moments.